I mean, the biggest potential free agent, Devante Adams, man, the best receiver in the game. He's regarded anyway. To each his own. We all might have our opinions, but he's gonna get paid, whether it's from the Packers, whether he gets tagged or he goes somewhere else. What do you guys think about Devante's situation?
You know, if it wasn't for Cooper Kupp this last season, Devante just had his best season. Well, maybe not touchdown wise, but he had one of his best seasons as a pro. He had 18 touchdowns in 2020, but he's coming off 123 catches, 15 and some yards, and double digit touchdowns. I mean, obviously he was outshadowed by Cooper Kupp's performance this year, but this is the third time in 4 years, man. This guy's going like 110 plus receptions. I mean, to me, he's the best receiver in football, and he needs to get paid like it. So after the rumors today, it was down between Denver and Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers, and now it sounds like he might be going back to Green Bay. That team sounds desperate as fuck to get Aaron Rodgers back. Now, if Aaron Rodgers goes back, I could see Devante going back, but it depends on, to me, this team's not building for the future right now. They're building for the right now. They're building for this year, and they don't really have a plan past this year. So Devante's situation going back to Green Bay to me is kind of interesting. Is he going to want to sign a multi-year deal with having quarterback questions every single year from this point forward? So is that what he's going to want to do, or is he going to want to start somewhere fresh, somewhere else? I don't know. To me, he wants to play with Aaron, and if Aaron stays, he's going to stay. Are they going to have the money to do that? They're talking about making Aaron the highest paid quarterback. That's close to $50 million. I mean, what does Patrick make? 45. So it's going to be north of that. Green Bay's already kind of short for cap. So are they going to be able to afford paying Devante $21 million? I mean, are they going to be able to afford it? And what about the rest of the team? So is it going to be a 1-year deal? Are they going to tag him? There's a lot of things that they could do. It's just a fucking nightmare in Green Bay right now.
Yeah.
If I was a fan for Green Bay, I mean, I'd almost be rooting to go away from all that and look for a future, because after this year, what are you going to do? You got nothing. Jordan Love is not your future. They're making that very clear. The body language between Aaron and the entire organization right now is just, they're like begging him to stay. We'll pay you as much as you need to come back. That tells me everything you need to know about Jordan Love. So with Devante, man, I do think he stays one more year. Is he going to sign like an extension, like a long-term 5-year deal? Like, I don't know. I can't see them doing that because of all the inconsistencies with quarterback right now. You don't know who's going to be their 2023 quarterback. And he's looking at that. I guarantee you he's looking at that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the pass off, my boy. Devante. Well, I mean, he turns 30 in December. I don't think age really affects him. Feel like he's been very fortunate to play with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like his stats definitely resemble that. He plays with an outstanding quarterback who, let's be honest, I mean, he's the most legit one-read quarterback in the game just because he just got Devante. Bam, one read, bam, So I was looking at our selection of receivers, man, and Devante has 73 touchdowns in 8 seasons, and it's by far the most of the guys. Amari, you got Allen Robinson, who they're similar in seasons, right? But like just far and above the touchdown guy, right? Like, I think he's going to get tagged in Green Bay regardless, because if we carry off of what I said in our last podcast together, I said that they needed to put their big boy britches on and get in a rebuild. And as crazy as this is going to sound, again, appropriate move, right? Could you imagine, just hypothetical land, if the Packers tagged Devante and traded him, got what they were going to get for him, and then traded Aaron and went into a rebuild? Now they're sitting in a prime position to now copycat what the Rams did. You're sitting on potentially 5-6 ones that now all of a sudden you can flip and go get proven commodities. That's what people want to do now. And go ahead and bam, 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 flip all this for proven players. And now you just upgraded a roster. So I think the scenario is Aaron's going to work it out. Devante's going to stay a year. But I kind of wanted to throw something out. You guys ever heard of the Ridges? You guys know what I'm talking about? Nah, bro. It's a fancy neighborhood in Las Vegas where Devante Adams just purchased a home. Okay.
Ooh.
So Devante Adams just purchased a home. Got a little snip for you. Just purchased the home in Las Vegas, and that carries off of what Michael said last week, right? He said that Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, right? So when you see that off tops, you're like, ooh, let's get excited. I mean, ultimately, he doesn't control his own destiny. But I wanted to actually give one quick more take, and all it would be doing would be essentially copy and pasting what my boy Brian said about Godwin, right? I had that actually written for Devante, where I was like, ooh, now all of a sudden Devante might be a savvy motherfucker to go from Aaron Rodgers, and then all of a sudden he gets tagged and traded to the Chargers, because the Chargers can give up what it can take to get Devante. And even if you go a little deeper in that, say they tag Mike Williams and then they just exchange him. And then that would be something the Packers would still win, and they give Mike Williams in a 1. You know what I mean? Something across those lines to where, Aaron gets younger at the position, which you don't really care with Devante. And then Devante now gets to extend his brilliant career with Herbert. And all of a sudden you're looking at Hall of Fame numbers after that,
Right.
So, yeah, that was my little thing on Devante. He's ridiculous. He's the best in the business. We all know that. But I agree. I agree in the sense that I think he should get his bag. I don't think he should be used in a pawn for Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, it's funny that you mentioned it. My 3 teams are Packers, Raiders, Chargers. Those are my 3 teams written down for Devante. Because but the second 2, that's only if he's free. If he's free, he's gonna go play with one of those guys. He's not. He knows what life is like with Aaron Rodgers. He's not about to go anywhere long term. To Michael's point, he's not signing a long term extension. I see him either getting tagged or signing a 2 or 3 year extension, just to match whatever extension Rodgers is about to sign, and he's going to get, to me, I think, a 2-year extension, maybe 3. As the highest paid guy, and however long that is, it's going to kind of match with Devante. And I think Devante will kind of.
Bro, you looking at 80, 90 million between 2 guys, though.
Yeah.
Like for what the
but
for
that's
what for
to
what
Mike's point. They're in it to win now. They're not in to the future thing. Like you mentioned, the Rams, and they're not. That's not the Packers. They have the 2 Super Bowls. That's it, man. They don't want to let this window go.
But what two guys in LA are making $80 million combined between the 2? They don't have that.
But they're gonna rework it. Mahomes got paid, but then he reworked his deal. He didn't have a $40 million cap hit last year. They can adjust it. They might he'll be the highest paid, but it's not gonna be all on the cap. They're gonna make it work somehow, one way or another. They're gonna make it work, and that's just the way I see. I mean, either way, no matter where he goes, we just listed those 3 teams. No matter where Devante goes, you're going to want him, and he's going to go. He's going to be with a good quarterback. The teams we listed, he's going to be with a good quarterback, so he's still going to be your first, not first. Cooper Kupp probably has that on lock, but he'll probably be your second receiver off the board, top 3 receiver in fantasy, almost no matter where he goes. That dude's that good.
Hey, if you're the Packers, bro, how funny would it be to send Aaron to Denver and then send Devante to San Diego, or my bad. The LA Chargers, bro. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, hey, what you did say, I mean, it does make a lot of sense to tag Devante and then just start throwing trades out, man, because there are teams that will make those. And talking about the future, if you want to switch into that gear right now, you can. And you could do that right now before the draft. And you could start now. I mean, I know this isn't the quarterback draft that everybody's talking about, but now would be the time. You saw those receivers. We're talking about receivers right now. All those receivers just run that 40. This is the fastest 40 time in like 20 years. I mean, there's a lot of talent out there, no matter how you slice it. And you have to start. They have to pick a lane. They have to pick a lane. Either win this year or build. Right now, I don't think Brian Gutekunst or whatever that fucker's name is, I don't think he knows. And I don't really think that Aaron knows. I don't think Devante knows. I don't think any of them know. So, Green Bay, yeah, they're a very talented team. They're also the one, this doesn't get talked about a lot with Green Bay, but they're the one team that doesn't have like a traditional owner. So, they don't have an owner calling the shot. They have a GM that kind of makes all the personnel moves with, player of operations, all that kind of stuff. But they have a board that actually votes on a lot of the stuff for the team. So, you don't have a Jerry Jones there. You don't have all these other guys that are going to make final personnel decisions, to whether they're rebuild or what. That's done between 10 guys, 10 people. So
I think to the point that they're not, the only way they rebuild is if Rodgers leaves, but he's not leaving. I think he's gonna he would retire. If he goes to Denver without Devante, because there's no team that has the ammunition or the financial ability to bring in both. And if Aaron goes to Denver and for Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, like that's not hyping him up like a hyped up Peyton Manning when they had Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker, because at that point in time, those guys were a top level receiving duo. These guys are middle of the road, to be polite, So I can see Aaron retiring if they dick around and trade Devante. Aaron's gonna be like, peace, I'm out this, dude. I'm just gonna retire. I'm out. I'm gonna go do my thing, go host Jeopardy, do whatever he's doing. But anyways, about Devante, that kind of wraps up Devante, right?